guys, welcome back. I am driving home from Devita. I had an appointment today. It was in and out. I think I was in there for 10 minutes. But my lab work looks great, and no complaints about blood pressure or potassium for once, I tell ya. Got to see Dr. Olivier for the brief moments. And then next month, I'm going to have to do my collection, which always is so annoying to me. Mostly because it's just, I don't know. I don't like to bring the bags in with, the toxins and, all of that. Mostly because I'm always so afraid that the clampy things are going to pop open, which they have in the past. And, I don't know, but it'll be okay. It's only like the billionth time I've done this, and you have to do it every so often because they're checking your bags to make sure that the dialysis is actually working. So it's a very vital thing to do. It's just a lot of work. I'm complaining. I don't know why, because it's not really that taxing on me. You just have to keep all the bags, and then you have to pee in the urine, or you pee and collect the urine. And I think that's the part that always is a little bit scary for me, because I always stress about how much urine I'm actually collecting. Collecting urine or not peeing is something that is pretty much a red flag. Well, I can't quite figure out why I am so fuzzy, but nonetheless, we shall march on. Now, when I was at the appointment, on my way here, I realized that, have you ever driven someplace, like the same place frequently, and then you look around and you're like, how am I here? Is it just me? It's so scary. Like, I totally was like, how did I get here? I don't know. I guess it's because I'm so in tune with how to drive here. Or if you ever drive home and then you get home and you're like, I don't even remember driving myself home. Like, you go, I guess you go on automatic autopilot and you're just set for the destination. And I don't know, it's crazy. All of a sudden I was more than halfway here and I was like, how did I get here? Back to my dialysis. Everything was good. Next month I bring in my collection. I think I said that already. I got about 22 minutes of deep sleep last night, and that's a good thing. I had a very good lunch. I made baked wings the other night, which is really good. Because I feel like the baking part keeps the moisture of the wing in, whereas a lot of times when you go and get wings at like a bar or something, then I feel like they're kind of dried out. And the fact that they usually fry them in like a vegetable oil, then I know like baking the wings is so much healthier for you. And so I had that and some leftover potato salad, and I just felt great. And I don't know why that is. Why, when I feed myself correctly, I just feel great, which sounds ridiculous to say out loud, but I think you guys understand what I'm saying. Sometimes you can have like a really great tasting meal, and at the end of it, you're just so full and heavy that it's almost like you wish you didn't eat it. I often feel that way when I decide to have like chips and salsa. I think too, because typically we try to eat tortilla chips instead of like regular other chips. And I think because of that, tortilla chips usually have, they're usually salted, and Donnie prefers them to be salted. And because I have kidney disease, you have to watch your salt intake, not because salt is evil, but because salt makes you thirsty. And if you're thirsty, then you can compensate by so much fluid, right? So you're thirsty, you know. The good news is that I'm not doing this at like a bar where you're eating fried foods or salty foods and then downing some beer because you're thirsty, because the combination of those two things are really bad for your health, whether you're on kidney disease or not. So sometimes though, I notice after I eat some chips and salsa, I do feel heavy. And some of that has to do with the fact that I'm eating tomato salsa, because tomatoes are inflammatory. And so therefore they do add to that kind of puffy feeling for yourself. So I don't know. Anyways, I am very proud of myself for eating such a great meal. There are times that I will eat something very simple like tuna salad in a lettuce leaf with maybe some tomato, maybe not. And I always feel really good after that. And I notice that I always feel really good after eating sushi. And I do use the soy sauce. I try to use the light soy sauce. And I always make sure that I'm doing at least 2 exchanges after I have sushi. Because in my head, I'm like, I got to get rid of all this extra salt intake I've had. But I think I've gotten to the point too where if I eat sushi or Chinese food, I'm not starving within the 2 hours later, because that's kind of been the joke with everybody, is like how you can have a whole meal of Chinese food but take home the leftovers, because in 2 hours you're just going to be starving. I don't know, lately it feels like 1 meal a day seems to be doing it for me, and so I'm really glad for that, because it's just hard to continually cook. I'm just not a cooking person. I'm a planner, so I can plan meals and I can organize the grocery list. And it's kind of hard because we have to eat when Donnie gets home. I try to eat with him because I don't want him to feel like I ate without him. But in a lot of ways, I kind of do, and he's never insulted about that. Like last night, I did not eat. Yesterday I actually had a lamb chop, which was delicious. I love lamb. And that's when I made the potato salad. And then I had that for probably brunch, I would say, but maybe it could be lunch. I had a little bit of fruit in the afternoon, and then from that point, I didn't have anything else. And I didn't make Donnie dinner. And so when we got to the jam, he went ahead and ate the special, which was a chicken chimney. And he said it was pretty good. I had a couple bites of it, but it wasn't fabulous. But, I mean, it is what it is. And it's cool that they did it as a special at the bar, so whatever. But even when I got home, I felt like a moment of being a little bit hungry, but not enough to actually make a meal. Or to get a snack even. And so I just feel great. I just feel good. I think I don't know what the answer is. I'd like to talk to a nutritionist at some point and just get their inputs, I think, about how many calories does a person on dialysis actually need to be eating. Maybe there's no answer. I think that everybody eats very differently. Because we're all so different, that what works for the majority of people might not work for another majority of people due to their environment, or maybe like how they were raised. I don't know. Or what's the other thing, like their heritage? Is that it? Their culture? I don't know. We eat a lot of red meat. And my lab works have increased beautifully and have been gorgeous because I have upped my red meat intake. Where when I first started, I was eating very little red meat and actually a lot more fish. And then I switched that because of being anemic. It was like as soon as I ate a piece of steak, I was like charged up. And I just started eating gradually more and more red meat. And so I don't know if, I can't say that's for people across the board, because, you know, you have people who eat strictly Mediterranean diets with the pastas and stuff. And I feel like I'm not a pasta girl. I love pasta, but I don't think my body likes to burn it off the way. Oh my God, I cannot believe that these people are actually going through the crosswalk while the light is red. Where's a cop when you need one? Anyways, speaking of that really quick, the other day I was going to make a right onto a main street, and there was a guy who was waiting for the light to change, and it was already getting ready to, so he could cross over. And so I was like, I'm going to wait until he crosses, because I am not ready to plow down some pedestrian, and I'm in no hurry, and I shouldn't be that much of an ass, like just let the poor man cross the street, right? And so as I'm sitting there then at the red light and it turns green, he steps out to go across, and this bicyclist swerves around him and runs over his foot. Doesn't stop, but she knows she did it and kept going. And I was like, that was a hit and run. Or is that a hit and bike? Hit and ride? I don't know. Nonetheless, I felt really bad for this dude because he wasn't young. And I was like, who hurt somebody and then doesn't at least ask, like, are you okay? And it wasn't a bicyclist, like a young kid who might get scared and freaked out. It was a grown-ass adult who was in those riding spandex outfits. And I was just like, I can't believe that happened. And Ben was with me, so that was good because he saw also the whole thing. And I don't know. I don't know why people rush to make a right turn when there are people crossing. Just wait your fucking turn, because they're outside in the elements and you're probably in your AC filled or heater filled car. So just wait. I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Those kind of things get on my nerves. There's very few things that get on my nerves, but that is one of them. So anyways, back to the food. One of my favorite snacks is crab salad, and you scoop it out onto sliced cucumbers. It is like a beautiful drink, and it's just great. In fact, I might go buy fries right now and grab me some. I will talk to you guys later. Have a good day.